Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, December 30th, and we've got some snow showers. We got a clipper system coming this way. We got a more significant storm that's going to be coming this way early next week that we'll need to keep an eye on. Right now it looks like we'll be on the warm side of that storm, but it is something we have to watch for. If the cold and very cold air from the northern portions of Canada were to come in quicker and a little farther east, that could certainly change the track of the storm. But right now the best bet is the heaviest snow is going to be off into Minnesota, back into the Dakotas, and in those areas. For us, looks like we can see about a ½ inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain, maybe some isolated areas up to an inch of rain. We got some snow chances here over the next 72 hours. It could put down around an inch or two across the central portions of lower Michigan off to the north, and lesser amounts, just trace amounts, to the south. And again, so no big storms that we see at this time. We got rain coming in for early next week with 40s, and then we're going to really see the cold air come in behind this system for the second half of next week. And right now, next Friday, we could wake up with temperatures in the single digits. If we look at the normals, the normal high is 31, the normal low is 16. And you can see on this date back in 1976, we were down to 10 degrees below zero. And if we look at the next shot, you can see temperatures around the area yesterday, mainly in the 30s across the area. The warmest temperature down at Jasper at 41 degrees, and the coldest spot in Wago at 28. And you can see we're still just a little bit below normal for the month of December. And the way it looks like now, we'll probably end up just a little bit below normal for the month of December. Only the second time this year that we've been below normal. Across the lower 48 yesterday, the warmest temperature 87 degrees at Imperial Beach, California, and the lowest temperature 18 degrees below zero at Big Trails, Wyoming, and at Jackson Dam, Wyoming. And if we look at conditions around the area this morning, you can see temperatures mainly in the 20s across the area. You can see where our winter weather advisories are for some snow. And again, some of those areas may see another couple of inches before it begins to diminish later on this afternoon. If we look at the low-level wind flow, you can see that bringing those lake effect snow bands right across southern lower Michigan and across the northern areas where there are winter storm warnings in effect, and lake effect snow advisories and warnings in the eastern UP, and we'll show those in a minute. And you can see on radar those areas of bands coming off the Great Lakes, especially across northwest lower Michigan, where the air is also being conditioned by Lake Superior. And then when it comes across Lake Michigan, some pretty intense snow bands there, as well as a really nice snow band down in the southwest part of the state as well there. These should, again, be diminishing here once we get into the afternoon and evening hours. It's going to be quite windy right on through Saturday. I think we'll see winds about 10 to 20 with gusts around 30 miles per hour or more, so it's going to definitely feel on the cold side. And you can see on the weather map this morning, our next low pressure system will be moving across the east, and that's going to bring another chance of some snow showers through the area here, again, over the next 72 hours. Again, the best chances will be north of the track of this low, across the UP, the northern lower peninsula, and even down into central Michigan. Could see some trace amounts as we go through the weekend. And then by Sunday, we're going to be watching a lot of energy out to the west. That's going to take a track right towards the UP as it looks. It looks like the heaviest snow will be back across the eastern Dakotas into Minnesota, where they could see between a ½ a foot and a foot of snow with a storm out there. Again, as the precipitation moves into the Great Lakes for Sunday night into early Monday, some of it could be in the form of freezing rain, sleet, and snow, but it should quickly turn over to rain as we see temperatures climbing well into the 40s for Monday and Tuesday before we turn sharply colder as we get into the midweek period. As far as precipitation here over the next 7 days, you can see much of the northern half of the lower peninsula is going to see around ½ inch to an inch of rain, and that'll be mainly in the form of rain outside of some of the snow chances here over the next 72 hours. Again, the least amount across southeast lower Michigan, where maybe up to a quarter or a third of an inch could be expected over the next 7 days. And as far as snowfall, you can see over the next 5 to 7 days, you can see most of the snow will be across northern lower Michigan, and that'll be mainly here over the next couple of days. And then the big storm itself is going to track well off to our west, keeping the snow way back into the Dakotas and Minnesota. Again, so most areas won't be too bad. As far as how cold it might get by next Friday morning, you can see temperatures will be around the single digits to very low teens Friday morning, and we're going to go into and stay into a pretty cold pattern, although we don't see any big snowstorms. But certainly in the areas across Wisconsin, now the GFS, this is the GFS, has temperatures around anywhere from between 5 to 15 below in much of Wisconsin, over to Minneapolis, down to about 9 or 10 below zero, and then in the 20 below zero range as you get up towards International Falls and some of the colder locations out there. It should be noted that the European model would actually have temperatures about 10 degrees colder than this. So in St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul area, where you're forecasting on the GFS about 9, 10 below, it'd be closer to 17 or 18 below zero, and maybe temperatures pushing as cold as 30 below once you get up towards the International Falls. So again, some very, very cold air coming this way here as we get into the middle and end of next week. And as far as weather watch out there, you can see the number of winter weather advisories along Lake Michigan, winter storm warnings up in the big 5 counties of northwest lower Michigan, and lake effect advisories and warnings for heavy snow there, as well as downwind of Lake Erie as well. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and Happy New Year's, and 73s to all.